here's the thing about kidneys that uh, a lot of people in the field of nephrology won't tell you, right? These kidney transplant centers, they won't tell you. Like the lifespan of a kidney varies drastically. It could be, you could have a kidney for 1 year. A kidney could last 1 year. A kidney could last 5 years. A kidney can last 20 years. It just depends. It depends on a lot of different factors. It's not just on you as like the patient. There's a lot of different factors to why a kidney may fail. A kidney could fail because of patient error. You're not taking your immunosuppressants, um, which you will be on a lot of, right? Like the common misconception about kidney transplant is that, well, they just find a kidney for you and they just put it in. And then, boom, your life is just, you just get your life back. That's not how it works. With a kidney transplant, they take a kidney from somebody else, as you guys probably already know, and they put it inside your body. But your body can reject the kidney because it's not yours. So your immune system, your antibodies, all of those like natural defenses that you have in your body that protect you from like viruses, diseases, um, all of those things inside of you will not recognize that kidney in your body and view it as an invader. So they will attack and try to get rid of it. So you have to be on a lot of immunosuppressants, things that will suppress your immune system in order for you to acclimate to having this new kidney. And you're going to have to be on those immunosuppressants for your entire life because the kidney's not yours. So you're on all these immunosuppressant drugs, and if you don't take those drugs, the kidney will fail, right? So if you don't take care of yourself, the kidney will fail. If you have a bad lifestyle, like if you eat junk all the time, and I'm not going to make this like a dietary video or anything like that, but if you abuse your body with like drugs and alcohol especially, like if you're a heavy drinker or you're somebody that does drugs, experimental drugs, meth, cocaine, heroin, things like that, your kidney will fail, right? If you don't get enough exercise or if you don't drink enough water, your kidney will fail. Now, I'm not saying that you have to increase your rate of exercise to Olympic level, Olympic level exercise rates. But, if you don't exercise regularly, if you don't keep yourself healthy, not necessarily in shape, not necessarily looking good, if you don't keep yourself healthy, that can also cause your kidney to fail. These are things that you as the patient are responsible for. But there's a flip side to that. And that flip side is that on the clinical side, the healthcare side, they are partly responsible for you staying healthy too. Does your doctor care enough about you and sees you as a person and not just a number on their clipboard to make sure that they go through the necessary processes to make sure that they do that blood work right, make sure that the kidney is functioning properly, to make sure that they're doing their due diligence on their end, to have an invested interest in your success, to make sure that you are properly taken care of. So it's partly them and it's partly you. So it's not just on you. So, well, if your kidney fails, well, that means that you're just a piece of garbage as a person. Well, obviously you weren't taking care of yourself. That's obviously it. But with the life expectancy of a kidney, that's not just it. That's not just what it is, right? It's not just if a kidney fails, well, obviously, Carl, you weren't taking care of yourself. That's why the kidney failed. Nah, that's not necessarily true. People can take care of themselves expertly, right? And the kidney can still fail, right? There's no guarantee. And that's the issue that I have with a lot of these like panhandling social workers and people in this profession that think that if you just get a kidney, it's just going to fix everything. But once you get a kidney, that presents a whole host of other problems that you now have to, and concerns that you now have to deal with. Let's say, for example, I get a kidney, right? There's no guarantee that the kidney that I get is going to last forever. Kidneys don't last forever. It's kind of like changing a tire on a car. If you put a spare on your flat on your car, that that flat is not designed to be on the car forever. It's just designed to get you to the next tire. That's what a kidney is, right? If you look at it that way, you want to use that analogy, right? Let's say I get a kidney, right? And I'm happy day. I'm super ecstatic. I'm super excited. Now, I don't know how long that kidney's going to last, right? And let's say that I build my life back up. I get a brand new job. I'm making big moves. I got a bank account full of money. I'm going to flying to Florida to spend 10 G's on a vacation and all this other stuff, right? And after 4 years, the kidney starts failing, right? Now, I've established all of these things. I've bought this house. I bought this car. I'm establishing my life, right? Again, after being knocked down for who knows how long it's going to take for me to get a kidney once I'm put on the list. And that's a whole host of problems in itself. Now, after, let's say, for example, after 4 years, my kidney starts failing again. Now I got to go back on dialysis. Now I can't work. So now, whatever company that you work for, they're not going to want to deal with somebody that's going to need to take off for X amount of time to go do X amount of procedures and have X amount of doctor's appointments at a moment's notice. There's only so much of that they can tolerate because they need to have somebody that's reliable, that's going to work hard for them, it's going to work, right? And I 100% understand that. But now, as a result of the kidney failing after 4 years, and this is just a possibility, right? I'm not saying this is set in stone. This is just a possibility. But as a result of that, now I can't pay my bills. I can't pay my mortgage. I can't pay my car note. I can't work. I'm not making any money. Now I have to go back on disability. And that was like a whole process. The first time, just speaking from me personally, that was a whole process that I had to go through of them sending me rejection letter after rejection letter after rejection letter, telling me that they have no reason to believe that I'm going to be sick in the next 6 months and that they weren't going to pay me. So I literally had to go in front of a judge. I had to go to a courtroom and go in front of a judge and have them physically, visually see me. Should I say, see my physical condition and see me visually to see how sick I was, for them to come to the realization that this guy can't work, this guy's sick. Just give him the money, right? So in that whole process, I'm having the PG&E turned off. I'm late on the rent. This is just 2 years ago, right? Late on the rent, PG&E getting cut off, no food in the refrigerator, right? I'm on the verge of getting put out on the street, and I was going through chemo at the time, right? These are all real things that people in this field neglect to tell you when they're talking about how much hope that you should have, just hopes and dreams and look, these are concerns that I have to take into consideration, because if this thing doesn't work out, I need to make plans how I'm going to deal with this. That's real. And that's how I would like to go about, dealing with this. It's good to have hopes and dreams if you're that kind of person. But for me, I need results and I need facts. I need figures. I need to know what my next move is going to be if this thing goes south, because there's no guarantee that all this is going to work out exactly the way it's planned. There's variables in everything, right? And as I stated before in the beginning of the video, the life expectancy of a kidney is random. It can last, 4 years, 5 years, 6, 10, 15. You know what I mean? And by then, I'm going to be considerably, if I get a kidney that lasts, 20 years, I'm going to be considerably much older. And now I have to start asking myself, is this something that I want to do when I'm an old man? Yeah, it's fine now. And I'm a young guy and I can sort of deal with it relatively, but I still have those moments where, it like it's tough for me too. Once the kidney fails, if it fails, then you got to go back on dialysis for an indeterminate amount of time, for who knows how long. You know, like for me with my blood type, okay, like pulling back the curtain a little bit, for somebody with my blood type, the expectancy for me to be on the kidney transplant list is 5 years. Now, that's not set in stone. Okay, it could be less time, it could be more time. Once again, the unknown, right? So you fight and you fight to get on this list, to now then have to, you fight and you wait to get on this list. Now you have to fight, and now you just have to wait until they decide to give you a kidney or they find one or whatever. Right? Then once you get the kidney, now you have to just, it's like this guillotine hanging over your head of like, you don't know when it's going to come down, but you know it's coming, and it would be difficult for me to just, well, everything's great now. I don't have to worry about anything else ever again because I have the kidney and everything's just going to go back to normal, and I'm just going to, move on with my life and forget all this happened. If your kidney stays functional, and only if your kidney stays functional. And there's no guarantee that that's going to happen, And it would be foolish of me to take this happy-go-lucky approach to this and not view all aspects of the condition to better prepare myself for if things go awry, because it is a possibility. And you can try to not, well, just don't think about that stuff, man. Just don't think about it not going wrong. But okay, that's fine. That's great. I understand all that. But what if it does? What if it does? You don't anticipate getting into a car accident, but just in case, you buy insurance. Just in case, you have airbags, right? You can't just leave it up to chance or leave it up to faith. Now, at this current time, like I'm on the list, right? But that's not something that I'll allow myself to be happy about until I get the kidney and until it's functioning for a significant amount of time where, I'm at the very least stable. Then I will be happy, right? But there's always sort of that sword of Damocles hanging over you of, man, I got the kidney, I'm feeling good, I've gotten everything back, and I could lose it all if I make a mistake. If I make one mistake, then I could lose everything. If my care team makes one mistake, if my doctor just decides, if you have a doctor that doesn't really care about you and they decide to just phone it in that day and not send in blood work to make sure that everything is working for you, everything that you built all over again, everything that you've worked hard to build back up so that way you could feel like you are living again, all goes down the drain. And that's not pessimism, right? Like, people think that if you just aren't always happy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and if you just don't believe and just hope and dream and all this other stuff, that you're just miserable. That's not true, right? These are realistic concerns that if people are being honest that are going through this, they also have. It's just I'm a little bit more upfront with how I view kidney disease. This is not an adventure for me. This is not the greatest thing that ever happened to me. This is not an opportunity for me to appreciate life in a brand new way, the likes of which I've never appreciated it before. It's not what this is, right? Like, if anything, kidney disease has like derailed everything that I was trying to do. And it's made my life significantly more difficult. It's not fun. It's not an adventure. This is just how I see it. And that's real. And some people may agree and some people may disagree. But I can't deny how I feel. And I can't lie. Because that would be doing a disservice to me. That would be self-abandonment. That's not how I feel. Not to say that I'm miserable all the time, because that's not true. But just the randomness of kidney transplant is just as random as being on the kidney transplant list. You just don't know. You just don't know. And you're walking into the unknown. I would like to, it would be great if the kidney transplant was just the end, and that was just it. And like, boom, you get the kidney transplant, boom, your life is back to normal, and you can just go on and live your life and never have to worry about this again. And you can just go back to living your life the way it used to be. But that's not necessarily how it works, and that's not how it goes. And if somebody is telling you that that's how it goes, and if somebody is wanting you to believe that that's how it goes, then chances are they're probably not being very honest with themselves or you. So until next time.